Hi guys, so I am finally back with a new video. I know it's been such a long time and I really did not intend to be away from YouTube for this long, but it just sort of happened and it's all for good reason. Basically, to give you a quick rundown, I started my own clothing line and so that's what's been keeping me busy, but now that everything's all set up and running, I'm finally back and hopefully I'll be posting new videos every week again. And so if you want to know a little bit more about my brand, for those of you who don't know already, I'll put a little description in the bottom bar down below, so just be sure to check that out and go show your support. Otherwise, let's just get straight into the video. So first, I'm starting off by priming my face using this number 7 airbrush away primer. It's my first time using it, and to be honest, I didn't really like it, but I guess if you have normal skin and you're looking for something a little bit moisturizing, this might be good for you. I'm just oily, so I just didn't really like it. And then for foundation, I'm just using my usual MILAN 2-in-1 foundation. I'm in the shade 05. And then I'm just spreading that out with a flat synthetic brush, and then to blend it out, I'm going to be taking my beauty sponge and just bouncing that all over the face. Then I'm going to do a little bit of color correcting. I'm taking this orange colored lipstick and I'm just putting that underneath my under eye circles just to cancel out the darkness. And now I'm going in with my concealer, which is the Maybelline Master Conceal in the shade Light Medium. So I'm just squeezing that out and then I'm spreading it out again with my beauty sponge. And when you're working underneath your eyes, you want to make sure to really blend really well. So take your time blending it out so that it doesn't crease underneath your eyes. Then I'm just setting that in place using my COVERGIRL loose translucent powder. I'm just packing that underneath the eyes, and if you are somebody who's dry, you don't have to apply as much powder as I am. I just have a problem with concealers creasing on me, which is why I always take extra powder. And now I'm going into the Anastasia Beverly Hills cream contour kit and using the darkest contour shade. I'm just applying that to the outer perimeters of my face and on my cheekbones, and then using a Morphe E7 brush, I'm just lightly blending that out, and then to further blend it out, I'm going back to my beauty sponge and just tapping that away. Then using that same color, I'm going back to my foundation brush and just drawing 2 vertical lines on my nose to have a little bit of a nose contour. And then again, I'm blending it out with my beauty sponge. And just to do your nose contour, depending on how slim you want your nose to look, be sure to place the lines closer together for a very slimmed down look. But if you want your nose to look a little bit wider, then you don't have to place the lines as close. And now next, I'm just setting my whole entire face using that same COVERGIRL powder that I was using for underneath my eyes. And I'm just using a powder puff and just packing that all over the face. I like to apply it really heavy because I have really oily skin and large pores, so this kind of knocks out 2 issues, with 1 being the oiliness, it helps keep me matte, and then 2, because I have large pores, it will help kind of fill them in a little bit better than just using a primer by itself. And so I just like to let that sit on the face for a few minutes, and while that's baking, I like to work on my lips. And so here you see I am lining my lips first, and so I'm using the color Cherry Kiss by Rimmel, and then for my lipstick I'm going to be filling in my lips with the color Bronze Beauty by MILAN, and this will give a really metallic look, but I ended up not really liking that, so later on in the video you'll see that I changed the color to the color Le Freak by ColourPop. It's one of their Matte X lippy sticks. Then after lips are done, I'm just packing the powder into my face. And just to note, I'm not wiping it away, I'm pushing it into the skin just to make sure the powder lasts on my face throughout the day to help absorb up any excess oils that will come by the end of the day. And once that's done, now I'm switching over to the powder contour kit by Anastasia, and I'm mixing the left 2 contour shades and I'm just running that down my nose, and then using the color Vanilla from the palette, I'm packing that onto the sides of my nose to do a little bit of a reverse contour, and the reverse contour will just help make the look a little bit slimmer. And then I'm going back to my CoverGirl powder one more time and just using that same brush to bake the sides of the nose, and that's just going to make the whole nose contour look even sharper. And I'm also running that down the center of my nose as well, down the bridge of it. Then I am mixing all 3 of the contour shades in the Anastasia powder palette, and then I am running that again along the outer perimeters of my face just to bronze everything up. Then for blush, I'm using a stippling brush and applying the color Brush with Danger by Wet n Wild. Then after I'm done doing all this work with my powders on my face, I'm just setting my brow hairs in place. I like to save this step for last because with the CoverGirl powder it tends to get all over the place, and so by combing your brows last it helps get rid of all that excess powder. Now I am moving on to eyes. First I'm priming my lids using my Tarte CC eye primer, and I'm just messily applying that all over the lid and then blending it out using a Sigma 3D HD precision brush. Then I'm going to take some bone colored eyeshadow. You can use any eyeshadow, you can even use translucent powder. And I'm just setting that eyeshadow primer because this will help make sure the cream product doesn't move around, and it'll help create a little bit of a smoother finish to blend your eyeshadows. So now I'm going to the KYLIE Burgundy palette, and I'm taking this orange shade and just working it into my crease using a large fluffy brush. And then I'm moving on to this warm orangey brown, and I'm just applying that to the inner and outer thirds of my eye. Then going over that same area, again on the inner and outer thirds, I'm taking this red berry color and I'm just going on top of where I previously applied the brown color. And then using the darkest shade from the palette, that like really deep matte brown, I'm just very lightly, again, packing that on top of the inner and outer thirds to add dimension, and then I'm lightly just winging it out. Now I'm switching over to this white eyeshadow base by NYX, and I'm just going to carve out the very centers of the lid to make the centers look really sharp. And then I'm using the excess and just spreading it all over the center of the lid. And then on top of that, I'm going to go to this gold shade and just pack it on to only the centers. You want to make sure you don't bring it over too much on top of the red tones. You want to just make sure that it stays only on the centers of the lid. And now I'm just going to go back and intensify those red colors by using this bright red by NYX, and I'm just again going over the inner and outer thirds, and then I'm lightly going to connect the two to create a halo effect. And then for glitter, I'm using the Photo Ready Eye Art by Revlon. I'm using the gold glitter end, and I'm just spreading this all over the center of the lid. The key to using this glitter is to take a little bit and really spread it out. If you apply too much of this, it will start to crack and flake off your lids, so just be very careful when using this and only take a little bit and really spread it out. Now I'm switching over to this gold eyeliner by NYX. It's their studio liner in the color Extreme Gold, and I'm gonna use that to carve out my brows. This is a new trend that I've seen all over Instagram, and it's so simple, but I think it looks really good, especially for people who are like me with medium to deep skin tones. And now I am applying some eyeliner. I'm using the NYC liquid eyeliner in the shade Black, and I'm not going to do a wing today. I'm just stopping at the end of my eyelid. Then I'm just applying some mascara. I'm using my usual L'Oreal Telescopic mascara, and then later on I just applied some falsies off camera. And then here you see I'm going to line my waterline. I'm using the L'Oreal So Kiss Me eyeliner, and I'm just putting that on the waterline, and then I'm bringing it down a little bit further onto the lower lash line. Then going back to the KYLIE Burgundy palette, I'm taking the red color, and I'm just going to really messily just apply a bunch of squiggly lines underneath my eyes, and this is going to create the base for our glitter tears. And then using the darkest brown shade from the color, I'm applying those same lines again just to darken it up. And by starting out with eyeshadow first, this just helps you map everything out, and it also serves as a good base for all the gold colors we'll apply on top to make it really pop. So now you see I'm going back to that gold eyeliner, and I'm doing the same thing, just applying really messy lines that are just running down the face. If you want to do less, then you can do less. I kind of wanted to go for a more intense look, which is why I made more tears falling down the face, but it's up to you. You can do whatever you like. And then I'm just repeating that same process one more time with the Revlon glitter. Then once that dries, I'm going to take a little bit of eyelash glue, and I'm just dotting it on randomly throughout the tears. And then what I'm going to do is, once it gets a little bit tacky after like a couple seconds, I'm just taking a pair of tweezers and applying some little sequin stars. And then in between some of the spaces, I'm also going to be applying some rhinestones. So you can apply whatever embellishments you want. These are just the ones that I had, so I just used those. And yeah, that is the completed look. It's a good look for any of you going to any music festivals anytime soon. I know it's Coachella season, so if you guys are going, you should try out a look like this. Or else if you want to just do it for fun, you know, you do you. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. And be sure to check out the info about my brand in the description box below before you leave, and I'll see you guys next time.